What is up, gang? Vince the Prince back here again for another live Falcons versus Rams. Obviously, I am a Seahawks fan, so I am looking for the Rams to lose just because. Obviously, right now they will stay at either the 7th or 6th seed. If they lose, that means, the 6th or 5th seed. If they lose tonight or if they lose a game next week, they will drop and 100% get the 6th seed. And then it'll be just determined on the 49ers and the Seahawks game. With the 49ers and Seahawks game, whoever wins there gets the number 1 seed. Whoever loses gets the 5th seed. So the NFC West is basically ruling out what this playoff bracket is going to be like for the NFC side. So everything pretty much runs through the NFC West, no matter what. No matter what, the NFC West will determine who is the number 1 seed. So should be a really good way for all this to play out. Brandon is here. What's up, Brandon? How you doing? Thanks for being in here. We are just about to have kickoff very, very shortly as they are showcasing Sean McVay and Raheem Morris there, head coaches for their respective teams. Gabe here, he says, "Go Pats." What is up, Gabe? How you doing, man? How does it feel to be $180 richer in the new Du Bois fantasy champion? Alrighty, so it looks like the Falcons will get the ball first, and yeah, Brandon says they just kicked off for me. Yeah, so it looks like a pretty good kickoff there. They may have ripped this ball out if his knee was not down. Brandon said I could have beat him in the championship. I don't know, man. You didn't win the championship you're in right now, but maybe. But let's see. It looks like the Falcons will keep this ball. I think a Falcons player did recover either way when that ball was ripped out. And Bijan gets 1 yard there. And I believe that Brandon is going against Bijan. So I'm pretty sure he wants Bijan to not get any points whatsoever. If he does, then he wins the championship. He says, "Haven't won yet." Yeah. It says, "Feels good. Just need to secure my win in the Blue League. Would hate to go 0-2 in the chip for the Blue League." Oh, it's your second time in the championship game for the Blue League? Interesting. I've never been in it, so only been in the Gold League. There's Bijan going for another 2 yards or so. Nothing too crazy as of right now, but still respectable. For those of you coming in, thank you for being on the live here. Falcons versus Rams, play-by-play. Reading some comments here, so I'm not really play-by-playing this game 100%. It says, "We need Bijan to do nothing and Blake Corum to go off." I know that. I know that for sure. It says, "You taking the Ravens or the Steelers?" Ooh, that's a really tough one, Mike Lewis. I mean, it just depends. I don't know, man. It's going to be a crazy game. We still have a lot of time to plan for that. I definitely like the way Derrick Henry was looking 100%. The Steelers don't jump out to me as like an amazing team. They didn't play well this past week. So I think my bet is going to be on the Ravens here to win that division, get into the playoffs. Steelers find their way out. That's what I had said in the beginning of the season before the season started, that I didn't think the Steelers would make the playoffs. Everybody here thought I was insane because Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, we're going to get our first punt here. The Falcons could not convert there on the 3rd and 7. And let's see how far of a bomb this is. looks like we're going to get a run back here. There's a flag right off the bat. So this one will most likely be coming back, as it looks like it's a pretty good punt return all the way to the 40. It says, dude, I was doing so good in the Blue League and lost last week by 3. My record was 11-4 in the dang. That's crazy. It's a sad way to go out. Yeah, happens. I mean, I was number 1 in two out of my 4 leagues that I got into the playoffs, and I ended up losing one of them in the first round, and then the other one I lost it in the semifinals. So happens, but we got there, so that's what counts. It says, let's go Rams, get the ball. This is about time Drake London plays. I know he's been absent for a long time, to be honest, so not a very good healthy season for him, but when he does play, he's actually pretty good. So I'm pretty surprised about that. Did not think he would have this type of stellar type of season, but he's playing pretty good. Samantha Galloway, she says, shut up. I don't know why, but sounds good. But we do have quite a bit of people in here, so it's pretty fun. I'm assuming she's talking about somebody, about maybe a Falcons player that I was saying something about, or maybe even the Ravens and Steelers. Maybe she's a Steelers fan. Who knows? But yeah, so 2nd and 7 here. Matthew Stafford, they're showing him as the MVP frontrunner. I wouldn't say that he's not, but yeah, he's definitely got the stats for it. 40 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, one of the best passer ratings in the league at this point in time. So pretty good. As we have a 2nd and 7 here. I think Kyron Williams is in the backfield, so it's not Blake Corum right now. For you, Brandon. It's going to be play action. I don't think he's going to be able to find anything, but he throws the ball downfield, and it looks like it was just a throwaway there. Brandon says, I had Taylor and McCaffrey, Tyler Warren, DK Metcalf, Aubrey, and Stafford in the Blue League. Talk about a non-auto draft team. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good draft there. I don't know how you got McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor. I'm assuming you were towards the back half of the draft and you just picked them both back to back. Then you probably went with either DK Metcalf or somebody else in the 3rd round. I don't know who. But not a bad draft. I mean, obviously, he had one of the best teams in that league. It looks like we'll get a first down here. What's his name? Mumpfield gets the first down there. Are they going to take a measurement here? Or are they going to give him the first down? We'll see. It's got Aubrey in the 5th. And that's because he's not even the best field goal kicker this year. That's the Seahawks field goal kicker, who's the number 1 kicker in the league as of fantasy-wise. All right, so Raheem Morris is challenging this, saying that he did not either catch the ball or get the first down here. Yeah, I don't think he did get the first down. His knee is down right there, exactly at the 15, and they need to get to the 15 and a half or close to the 16. Says JK, I don't see anyone else's comments. Oh, you're good. I don't know. There was somebody that commented on the, what's it called? On the phone layout. There's 2 layouts here. So it's like the computer layout where you can see everything. And then on the computer layout, you can only see this much of me. So can't really move too far. If not, I'm out of the picture. So, but yeah. So anyways, other than fantasy football, what are you guys thinking of this NFL season? I mean, Brandon, you're a Texans fan. Let me know what you think about them. Do you think they're going to the Super Bowl? One of the best defenses in the league, arguably the best. It looks like the Rams will punt the ball here on 4th and 1. So not a fake. Punting it as far deep as he can. Gets to about the 35-yard line on the opposite side of the field. So not bad. But Gabe, also, you are a Patriots fan. Let me know what you think the Patriots will do. Do you think they go far in this playoffs this year, or do you think they're just too young of a team? I think my Seahawks have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I won't say it's a definite. Obviously, Sam Darnold is our weak link at this point in time, having a lot of turnovers. I believe this past game he had his 20th turnover of the season, or his 18th, 19th, or 20th. But he had a fumble and a pick for us against the Panthers. Panthers defense isn't actually that bad. They actually played pretty well. But yeah, we're still 13-3. There's a reason we are 13-3. We just pull out games, and we have one of the best defenses in the league. Says, I'm glad the Texans got the 9th win in a row. I think they honestly will go to the Super Bowl. Not saying that because I'm a fan, but truly they've beaten 3 teams that are going to be a playoff contender. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, us too, I guess you can say that. We've beaten the Texans. We've beaten the Rams. Hopefully we can beat the 49ers. A couple other teams out there in the playoffs. Let me take a look at the playoff standings right now. I think we have beat we beat Jacksonville, we beat Houston, we beat Indianapolis, but they're not going to be in the playoffs. We didn't play Denver, didn't play the Chargers. Let's see, who else did we play? Didn't beat Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay's not going in there. We beat Carolina. They might go to the playoffs here if they could beat the Tampa Bay Bucks. And also we beat the Rams. Yeah. So yeah, we've beaten some pretty good people. There's a lot to do. The sports analysts think too they'll go because of the defense. Oh, a lot of the sports analysts think they will too. Okay. If you can't score on a good defense, then you can't win. Yeah, that's for sure. We scored on y'all quite a bit. But yeah, some teams just can't. They're not used to playing against high caliber defenses like that. They get confused, make a lot of mistakes. We are a culprit of that for sure with our quarterback, Sam Darnold. But yeah, happens that way. Some teams play good, some teams don't. So I think for us, the benefit is that we have one of the best defenses in the league too. So our ones practice against our ones on the defense. So our offense gets the benefit of that. So they are put in high critical situations, which is why I think Sam Darnold and the offense thrive in the fourth quarter and making comeback wins or keeping it close and trying to get the win at the end. A lot of our games have come down to that situation for sure. It says Texans have 9 wins in a row and then lost to the Broncos last second by a field goal. We've made a good comeback this season for sure. Yeah, 100%. Starting 0-3 and being one of the best teams on the AFC side there. Pretty good. 2nd and 5 here. We have a flag. See if it's going to be offsides or encroachment here. False start is what I'm going to say. It says the disrespect. It says try playing us on our home field, but y'all wouldn't win. I think the last time we went there was when I went to go watch a game. But yeah, obviously you guys didn't have a good defense like you do now. But yeah, we beat y'all pretty bad. That's when we still had Russell Wilson, so it's been a while. Maybe like 4 years ago or something like that. I think that's the last time we played y'all at home. It says try, let's see. It says y'all are number 2 though. You're not first, you're last. I guess, I don't know. By standards of some stats, we are the number 1 defense in the league. So it just depends on who you talk to. Oh, we get a first down there. Sills the 5th. A lot of these wide receivers, I have no idea who they are for the Falcons. Haven't really been paying attention to the Falcons too much. But yeah. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, honestly, I hope it would be really cool to see the Falcons beat the Rams here. But like I said to Tesh, who is a big Falcons fan, saying that if the Falcons beat the Rams, I need to buy him some cookies just to thank him. But honestly, we don't even need the Falcons to beat the Rams. We've already solidified ourselves by beating them and making sure that they don't win the division. And just beating them in itself is a whole big accolade for us because they are considered one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL because of Matthew Stafford and that offense. So Looks like Kirk Cousins is getting a lot of pressure on him already early into this game. Not even been 5 minutes and he's already been pressured 3 or 4 times. So let's see what they do here. Bijan in motion. Looks like they'll hand it off to Algier is what it looks like. Get about 2 yards. So nothing too crazy there on the stretch play. It'll be 3rd and 8 already. So we could see back-to-back 3 and outs here. So should be fun. It says we've beaten San Francisco, Buffalo, and the Chargers. They're 3 playoff contenders. Yeah, I would say so. It says let's go Algier. As long as it's not Bijan, right? But yeah, I mean, obviously I've already said who we've beaten also. So San Francisco, hopefully the Rams, we've already beaten them. So a lot of people can say they beat who and what and all that stuff, but just depends on when you play them. I believe you guys played the 49ers when they were extremely injured. Not to knock on them because San Francisco is still a great team. It says, I want to Seahawks and Texans Super Bowl. That'd be fire. I wouldn't mind that at all. That'd be great. I mean, the Seahawks are my favorite team. Texans are my favorite Texas NFL team. So I would not mind it whatsoever to see that happen. Would definitely be cool to see 2 of the top defenses in the league face off in the Super Bowl. I don't think we've ever really seen that. As we'll go to 2nd and 10 here. Tried to throw the ball to Mooney there. Could not get it. Says I feel like that'd be a good money grabber. Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I don't think would be a high-scoring game. So maybe not too many people would be happy about that as people in the Super Bowl or people who watch the Super Bowl like to be entertained with high-octane offense. I think we are some of the people that don't really care about that too much. We like defense, but obviously you don't want to see a game in the Super Bowl that goes like 6-3 or something like that. But you want to see some good football on both sides of the ball. Robinson gets about 7 yards there or something like that. 6 yards. 3rd and 2 now. Brandon says, I honestly like low scoring back and forth games. I think college are in the blowouts for me. Yeah, college can get pretty crazy. But college is a different level because there's a lot of young kids. Looks like Sills the 5th again there. 1st and goal now as the Falcons are in the red zone. But yeah, definitely you've seen a lot of blowouts in college just because of the talent discrepancy. Some of these teams are like Power 5 football teams, and then they play up against a team that they probably shouldn't be playing up against just to like pad their schedule. You end up seeing something like 70-7 is a score that I saw this past year. So it gets pretty wild for sure. I will say that. And Bijan gets all the way down to about the 2.5 yard line. So 2nd and goal now. Let's see if they give the rock here to Bijan. Inside the 5. But yeah, good stretch play here. The whole line came with him, and Bijan found a hole, made a good cut, and that was it. Almost got all the way, but got saved by their linebacker. Let's see, Bijan's in there right now. They're in an I formation, so it looks like they might run it. Bijan gets in, but gets stopped, maybe about a half-yard loss. He always gets the goal line. They'll put Algier in, goalie, goal line. Yeah, I know what you meant. But yeah, so they stopped him on 2nd down, so now it's 3rd and goal. So one more shot comfortably to go for it here. If not, possibly looking at maybe 3 points only. I don't know if they're going to be super aggressive. Maybe they will since they know that they're not making the playoffs, so they have nothing to lose. So maybe they do go for it on 4th and goal here. Oh, and Bijan gets that easily there. That's crazy. It says, what if they had a goalie for football for the extra point or field goals? That'd be pretty tough because the field goals are way out there. So I don't think anybody would be able to get to the ball. Maybe on those like 50 yarders, you can put somebody there to try to hit the ball. If it is a low kick, right above the crossbar. But other than that, I think it'd be pretty tough, to be honest. So let me go ahead and update this right here. Let me update my scoreboard as the Falcons take the early lead. It's going to be 7-0. Let's download this stuff. Oops. Right there and right there. But yeah, so obviously not a bad game. I am not mad whatsoever at the Falcons winning here. I think it's pretty funny if they are to win here. That's just my opinion. But yeah, definitely not the worst thing. Love to see the Rams lose. That's for sure. Let me see some technical difficulties here. My computer is being a little bit finicky. There you go. Bang, bang. Let's see. He says, of course, they give it to Bijan out of every wide receiver. Yeah, he's basically a wide receiver. He says, now I just need a 99-yard rushing touchdown from Corum. Those are always nice, obviously, but we never really get to see those too often. There's very few occasions where I've ever seen that happen. But they are cool. Let's see. So I'm going to pull that one up there. And then with this on the phone over here, I can do this to where it changes it. It makes it a little bit cleaner over there. Right there. Yeah. Found out how to work this thing a little bit better now. So I'm pretty ecstatic about that I can make this look a little bit cleaner for you guys on the phone, as well as still being nice and detailed over here for the computer folks. But yeah, I guess I should open up Sleeper just to keep track of how far Brandon is away from possibly upsetting Kyrie. I don't think he's very close at this point in time. Let's see. Yeah, you're down by 18.38 now, Brandon. You have a 2% chance of winning, but it's still a chance. Still a chance. Definitely more than a 99-yard touchdown, that's for sure. Because even if you get a 99-yard rushing touchdown, you're still down by at least 5 points. It's pretty crazy. Or maybe like 3 points. I think I'm over exaggerating. All right, so Stafford is here. 1st and 10. No run back for the kickoff at this point in time. Oh, hush. Kirk Cousins is not good whatsoever. It says Bijan contract. He might be leaving. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think he will, to be honest. I think he likes Atlanta. Not so much like the Falcons, but I think he likes Atlanta in general. Because that's the cool thing about being a star in the NFL. You're not just a football player. You're like somebody who is a part of the community, a part of the culture and stuff like that. So organizations like the Falcons will put in all their money for Bijan if they can, just to keep somebody like that. So it says that ghetto city ain't good. Yeah, but he's a part of the good parts of it, I was trying to make a change. So sometimes people stick around in areas that are not stereotypically the best or categorically the best, but they still do it. Let's see. Oh, what a pass, but cannot hold on to it. 3rd and 10 now. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Looks like he's just a little bit off with his guys right now. He says it's beautiful for culture, but the crime ruins it. Yeah, for sure. But that's everywhere. Even where I live in San Antonio, there's a lot of crime. I think we have a great culture here in San Antonio. A bunch of foodies, a bunch of attractions to go to. Nothing over the top or anything like that, but definitely a lot to do. I've lived here for 5 years and still haven't done even 50% of the stuff out in the community. But there's a lot here in San Antonio, so I could just imagine Atlanta. This upcoming year in 2026, it is my plan to go to Atlanta. There's something for my wife she wants to do that's not in Atlanta, but it's in Georgia, the state there. It's like a 2-hour drive, so we're going to go do that. And I want to go to Atlanta to go ahead and, what's it called? Go to I think it's the biggest aquarium in the United States. And I want to go swim with all the sea creatures in there. There's like a big old tank that's like a couple 100,000 gallons, if not close to 1 million gallons or something like that. And you can go swim with them, scuba dive with them. It's pretty cool. That's something I want to do. It says there are a lot of fat people in San Antonio. I think there's a lot of fat people in Texas in general. But yes, San Antonio does have quite a bit of a obese population. So yeah. Let's see. He says, I've been once. It's nice. Oh, you went to the aquarium there in Atlanta? Yeah, I really want to go. I've seen some videos about it, mostly about that big, massive tank and stuff like that. I'm trying not to spoil too much of it because I want to enjoy it. But I heard it's like an all-day thing that you can be there all day and kind of just enjoy everything. I've been to the Falcons Stadium also. Oh, okay. The new one? So their new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It looks pretty nice. It's one of the state-of-the-art stadiums that got built within the past 5 years or so, I believe. But yeah, really nice stadium for sure. That's what it looks like in pictures. But yeah, I want to go visit Atlanta. So me and my wife already agreed upon doing a trip like that. So I'm pretty excited. He says yes, that one. Yeah, nice. Pretty cool. As Puka gets a catch here for first down. Devontae Adams gives a little smile and smirk. No celebration there from Puka. Oh yeah, just a good catch. Really good catch. Contested and everything. Stafford put it right on the money. Puka has strong hands. It says, why is Adams not playing? He has an injury. I cannot remember what it was. Don't know if it's a hamstring or maybe something different, but yeah. It says bro's weak. I don't know, man. I've heard Puka is one of the strongest players in the NFL, like for his size. There was Blake Corum. Blake Corum got the ball. Maybe about 3 yards. He got you 0.3 points so far there. Says Corum, let's go. This is they're keeping him in. Hopefully they pass him the ball then for your sake. But yeah, he's still there in the huddle. Doesn't look like they can get him the ball. Give it to who's that? Higbee? It says now he's had 2 other carries. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know, honestly. I always think it's either Kyron or him. I can't tell the difference between them because they're 22 and 23. Their numbers, so you can only see so much of their number. It says a touchdown by him this drive will keep me alive somewhat. Yeah, you definitely need a touchdown from him. Being down by 18 points or so. Looks like we're going to get a personal foul there. Yeah, hands to the face on Puka. All right, first quarter is almost to a close here. So I'm going to already update my scoreboard because probably we'll end up going into the second quarter, maybe before we have our next score here. If not, I just updated it for nothing, but oh well. Let's see. You're now down by 17 there, Brandon. It says touchdown, Corum. Don't spoil it if you're not joshing around here. So let's see what happens. 2nd and 5. Corum, it does look like it's Corum back there, so we'll see. Nothing to Corum. They're going to get a throwaway there. 3rd and 5. Bum, 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 bum. So we may just only get 3 points here from the Rams, which would be pretty crazy. 3rd and 5. Let's see what they do. Will they be aggressive here with something to lose for the Rams? Obviously, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but this is basically for playoff seeding. So they're either playing for the 5th position or they are losing for the 6th position. It looks like they'll get 4th and 1 here. So let's see how crazy they want to get. It looks like the offense is staying out there as of now. So it's saying 4th or 3 or less. Looks like the Rams will go for it. They are a team that heavily goes for it on 4th down. They did it to the Seahawks, I believe, 4 times. So the Rams know what they're doing. Great play caller, Sean McVay. And they get stopped. Wow. What a stop there by the Atlanta Falcons. That was insane. I don't know if that was Corum or if that was Kyron Williams, but somebody got rocked. That was Williams. Williams just got blown up. So, boom. Yeah. That was awesome. It says with Kyron, a little bum. He says that's why you play Corum. Yeah, I think Corum would have also gotten blown up on that play, but yeah, that was a nasty hit for sure. That's the type of football I like to see. Like that's the defense that I love to see. Heavy hitting, game changing, like big play type of things, tackles for loss, sacks, all that stuff. Just love to see it. But yeah, that was pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. Very nice indeed. Let's see. Yeah, so let's look here at some of the scores. Actually, let me see if I can pull this up here. Let's just do that. Let me pull up some of these scores here. Window, I can do this one. Let's see. Let's pull that up. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in over here. So I think I can zoom in somehow. Somewhere on my scoreboard that I can do, or my keyboard that I can do it. If not, I would just do this. I know for sure I can do this. And let's go over here to the playoffs. So obviously, as of right now, the NFC side, Philadelphia is in there, Chicago's in there, Green Bay is the 7th seed. Nobody else can take that 7th seed. It's already locked in, no matter if the Green Bay Packers lose or win. Carolina and Tampa Bay will play on Saturday, just like the Seahawks and 49ers that you'll see right here, who are playing for the NFC West division title, as well as the number 1 seed. So Seattle sits at 13-3, but San Francisco has already beaten us this year at 12-4. So if our records are tied, the San Francisco 49ers will have the tiebreaker on us and will win the division. And it looks like Bijan there gets a carry for 4 yards. So yeah, that is what we are dealing with at this point in time. So definitely for us, we need to win to retain that number one spot. Let's see. They're for sure starting Quorum after that. He says, pull up our championship matchup. I will in a little bit in the next one. He says, I want the belt so bad to hang in my future office and show my future wife that I was good at something. Just kidding. It's funny. It says, who wins the tiebreaker in the Bucks game? Because they will be tied. So it's just whoever wins, basically. I believe that they've already solidified it, like whoever wins the division. So if Tampa Bay beats Carolina, they will move up and be the number one team. If Carolina beats Tampa Bay, obviously they will stay above here. But basically the way the standings are there for Carolina and Tampa Bay. Sorry, I'm not even showing it. Basically how it is there, they will for sure, whoever wins the NFC South. So that's what they are dealing with at this point in time. So definitely a lot of stuff going on in the NFL, but nothing too crazy. Obviously some stuff that can be playoff seeding wise different for some teams. Let's see. Do that. Wait for that to download so I can change that. Let's see. Boom. But yeah, so commercials, your favorite, Brandon, your favorite. There you go. What's that? Both of them. I think I only need to add number 6, honestly. Sorry, boys. With all this stuff, it kind of changes a little bit of things. So replace this asset. Number 7. Well, let's see what Brandon is saying here. This is another commercial. Like, we didn't just have 5. Commercials are what keeps the NFL going. That's how the NFL makes money, besides merch and all that stuff. It says, I think they made Steelers lose on purpose so that the Ravens matchup this coming week will be more exciting. No way you lose to the Browns out of all teams. Even worse teams have beat them. Rigged. Actually, it's not all that rigged, I guess, if you want to say it, because the Browns actually always beat the Steelers at least one time a year. I think they've done it the past few years. So rivalry games are always like that. Doesn't matter if a team is 3-13 or if they're 13-3. Rivalry games are always down to the wire for some reason. Not always, obviously, but majority of the time, those teams just play well against each other because they see themselves twice a year. So there's usually a better game plan in the second game for some teams. So it's just different playing a divisional game. Kind of like when the Seahawks play the Rams, Seahawks play the 49ers, or the Seahawks play the Arizona Cardinals. All those games are usually pretty tight. If you look at all our division games, whether it's 49ers versus the Cardinals, 49ers versus Seahawks, 49ers versus the Rams, Seahawks versus the Rams, Seahawks versus the Cardinals, and so on and so on. They're all usually pretty close, with some outliers there where, like the Seahawks will beat the heck out of the Cardinals, or the Rams will beat the heck out of the Cardinals, or the Rams will beat the heck out of the 49ers, or the 49ers will beat the heck out of the Cardinals too, or the Seahawks sometimes. So sometimes it's just not a close game, but majority, I'd say 75 to 80% of the time, it is usually pretty good games, no matter what. It says, but I'm sure for TV they wanted to have another good matchup. Yeah, for sure. He says, let's go Algier. Yeah, Algier. I mean, he still runs pretty good, to be honest. a lot of teams wouldn't mind having Algier as their number one running back. Obviously, some teams are, what's the word? A little bit more fortunate than others to have someone like Bijan and Algier, like the Seahawks as well, having Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. You know, those situations where you have two good running backs, so you can play one of them at any point in time. He says that's what they were just saying. Oh, yeah. Like divisional games or but having two good running backs. Either way, yeah. It's just, if you're a football fan, it's pretty common knowledge now for divisional games and to have two good running backs, basically. Kyle Pitts. Oh, he only has 31 receptions. Wow. Let's see. 3rd and 2 here. Kirk Cousins gets the ball there to Drake London. Drake London gets smashed. Still a first down, though. Even though he got absolutely demolished on that play by Forbes. Yeah, just got a good running start. London didn't know it was going to hit him until he turned around. Alrighty, let's see. 1st and 10 here. Kirk Cousins is actually playing decently well. 7 of 10, 67 yards, a touchdown. Obviously, Bijan is a good contributor to that with a touchdown and a couple of catches. Otherwise, though, he's playing pretty good. So I don't like Kirk Cousins too much, honestly. I don't think he's that good of a football player at this point in time, or past couple of years, to be honest. When he played with Minnesota, he played pretty good for the Vikings, but you know it was never really him that did it all. But yeah, same thing for Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold isn't like a top 10 quarterback as of skill-wise or skill set, but he is a good system quarterback in the way we run our system there. We are a run-first team with play action, and Sam Darnold plays really well with play action, especially when he gets the O-line to block for him. Right now we have Charles Cross, our left tackle, who's out, so we've had a lot of movement on our O-line. The right side is pretty solidified, but it used to be Charles Cross at the left tackle position, and then our rookie, blanking on his name right now, big old white boy though, is our left guard, and then our center was doing pretty well until he got injured as well. So obviously a lot of stuff going on for our O-line, but you can't really make too many excuses. We're still playing good, still winning games, so you love to kind of see it. Let's see. For some reason, I'm blanking on his name. There's our running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line. Yeah, so right now our right guard is Anthony Bradford, who's absolutely trash. I hope we draft somebody. Charles Cross is out. He's usually our left tackle. Christian Haynes is usually another guard that we have on the right side. I think he's been coming in and out of the guard position. Him and Anthony Bradford are kind of switching in and out. Abraham Lucas is our right tackle. He's playing very good this year. I did not think he would actually play that well, but he has been. And Oluwatimi was our center. He's been playing good until Jalen Sundo got there. And then Jalen Sundo got hurt, so Olu came back in. And Gray Zabel, our left guard, has been playing phenomenally. So definitely love the way he's playing. He doesn't really give up too many pressures, too many missed block opportunities on the run game. So definitely love what I see from Gray. All right, 1st and 10 there. Looks like Bijan will get about 4 yards on that carry. So little by little. Let's go ahead and show this over here. because Brandon wanted me to show this. I don't know if he wants me to show this right now, obviously, but as he's losing. But yeah, so right now Brandon is this guy on this side has 1% chance to win in the championship here. This is Kyrie. He auto drafted. Not that makes any difference, but this is the team. Bijan right there against McCaffrey. Blake Corum against Jonathan Taylor. Olave actually did really good this past week, but obviously Godwin over here made the difference, as well as Josh Allen coming back from the dead. And that is why the score is the way it is. 20-point difference. But yeah, it happens. Get to the chip. Some of you guys don't perform. Can't really do too much. But yeah, 2-yard run there for Mr. Bijan. 3rd and 4 here as they just crossed the 50. Looks like we are going to get a false start on the right tackle there for the Falcons. So not what you want to do, Elijah Wilkinson, but better luck next time. Let's see. Is he planning next year since he auto-drafted? Oh, is he playing next year since he auto-drafted? He says, y'all said he is kicked out because he did that. I don't know. It's up to AJ. AJ is the commissioner of that league. Obviously, we didn't want anybody auto-drafting whatsoever just because it takes away from, your knowledge of football and who you would draft. Even though you'll say, I would have drafted those guys for sure. It doesn't always work that way. So we'll see. I don't know. It's up to AJ. If he wins the championship, I don't think AJ will not get him a belt, but I'm not 100% sure. So definitely an AJ question to ask as he runs those NSP leagues. Sounds like somebody's popping fireworks already. And we will get another punt here. Looks like the LA Rams will get the ball somewhere around the 12-yard line. Let's see. Brandon says, I clapped all y'all this year like I said I would. My goal was to make a statement, and I for sure did and plan to do it next year too. I don't remember our matchup. I can definitely go look back. I don't know if you clapped me, if that's what you're insinuating. First week you beat me, and then let's see, there's 10 people, so you might have played me week 11 again. Nope, not week 11, maybe week 10. Nope. There's 12, so maybe it was a week 13, week 14, week 12. Oh yeah, you did beat me twice this year. Yeah, interesting. So you did beat me twice. The first one you beat me, you clobbered me the first week. I had a really bad showing. Really, really bad. Lost 88 to 110. And then in week 12, when I had a bunch of bye weeks, I think. I don't know. My team changed a whole bunch. Yeah, I had Jamar Chase out. Dean Ricardo was out. George Kittle and McBride had just come back, but a couple of my guys sucked. So I lost 103, 125. Let's go look at... It's hard for me to go look at where Brandon was. See who you played in week 2, Brandon. Here, I'll just pull this up. I think I'm still sharing. So let me pull it up. It says, I don't want to make excuses and say it's not fair, especially since he got the greatest team of all time somehow by auto drafting. But it does take away from the fun and knowledge, especially since he made the championship and is about to win. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, sometimes auto drafting is good, sometimes auto drafting is bad. But yeah, this is week 2. You lost there, Brandon, one of your few losses. Week 3, you lost by an autocorrect, basically, with a defense there with the Eagles, I think. Here you beat AJ's dad pretty easily. Let's see. Here you beat Reed by about 6 points. Let's see. Who'd you play here? Here you beat Dizzle. Not that hard. Everybody beats Dizzle. Let's see. Here you beat Gabe. Let's see. Who else did you beat here? Here you beat Tesh, Bulls mascot. Let's see. You should have won a lot of these games. Here you lost to Kyrie by 6. And week 10, you should have played Reed or AJ, I believe. No, you lost to Big Money Joe that week. I think you're okay with that, though. Here you beat AJ. AJ really had a bad year. Week 12, you beat me. Week 13, you beat Ian. Week 14, let's see, who'd you play? AJ, maybe? Yeah, right here. No, you played Reed's brother, Sam. Beat him by a couple points after he beat you earlier the year. And see where you're at. Oh, this is the bye week. Wow, we got a pick 6 here. I love it. I just love to see it. Let me take that off. I gotta change my scoreboard now. That's awesome. Interception by Matthew Stafford. So yeah, love to see that, to be honest. It's amazing. So let me update my scoreboard over here. It's gonna be 14-2-0. Go Falcons. Jesse Bates, the guy who was with the Bengals. They did not want to pay him at the safety position, so he moved on. Got traded, I believe. If not, he left in free agency, signed with the Falcons. So let's see. Looks like it is good. Let's go ahead and change the scoreboard. Bang, 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 bang. There is the scoreboard change, 14-0. We love to see it. I mean, I love to see it. As long as the Rams are losing, I'm happy. But maybe I do need to buy Tesh some cookies. Did not know this was going to be that good of a game for the Falcons. It says, dude, I was made by that. Oh, where are we going at? Let's see. It says, and he got 11th in the Blue League and was in that draft, so it shows how his team truly would have been dog water, lol. Yeah, usually past few years when Kyrie's been drafting, he's never really made the playoffs, I think. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that, but I know that Kyrie did not really make the playoffs in one of those leagues for sure last year. Neither did Dizzle. I know that for sure. It says, dude, I was made by that week 3 auto. Oh, you were mad about that week 3 autocorrect? Yeah. So of course I beat Gabe. This eliminated Sam from playoffs with that win. Yeah, and then I doubled down on him and beat him the next week. It says, come on, Rams. It says auto draft can be good or bad, but 90% of the time it's bad. So that's why it's triggering this time. Yeah, usually when you auto draft a whole bunch of people, most of the time those guys get injured. Because I don't think I've ever auto drafted. So all my fantasy success is because of me and the way I draft. But yeah, I've seen some people auto draft There was one time where my brother was in boot camp, so he had no access to a phone or internet or anything like that. And I drafted for him and myself in that same league. I ended up drafting a better team for him than I did myself. We both made the playoffs, though. So that was a cool year for me. I think it was last year because my brother was in boot camp last year, I believe, in the 2024-2025 season. But yeah, so super cool sometimes. I tried my best not to have anybody auto draft in any leagues that I'm in that I'm commissioner, but sometimes it's really hard. Like that Kyrie time, he was in and then he fell asleep. It was a whole bunch of hoopla. It says my job has reduced my hours because it's the end of the holidays and it'll be slow and I'm part-time so they can do what they want. But what's your advice now that I'm only working 1 to 2 days a week now? Should I quit? Are those 1 to 2 days like very consistent or are they random? If they're really random, I would look for a new job before I quit just so you can continue to get a paycheck, whatever it is basically. But definitely you need to go find a new job. 100%. 1,000,000%. And it needs to be full-time. So try not to be getting any part-time jobs, get a full-time job where you can continue to make some money and hopefully move up in the company that you're working for. Just my opinion. Unless you can somehow get a full-time position there off of your part-time, you can always ask that you would like to have more hours, you would like to be full-time. I don't know what your job is, so that's also something. It says, I just hate applying for jobs online because they take forever to reply back as well or aren't hiring. Yeah, just depends on where you're applying. Also, sometimes it's really good to go in person. If you see that somebody's hiring, there's Blake Corum for about 2 yards. You see if somebody's hiring, sometimes that's a good way to kind of go introduce yourself person to person, stuff like that. Say you would like to talk to a manager, see if they are hiring. If not, ask if they know of any branches or anything that are hiring that you would like to apply, stuff like that. Never hurts to try. Yeah, it says, I've tried asking for hours, but they don't really want to give me that because of budgeting. I get you. Yeah. You don't have to tell me what company, but what type of job is it, Ooh, there's a big one right there. Ball's out, though. No, he hit the ground. What a good catch. Number 18. Let's see. Are they saying that this wasn't a catch? No, it was a catch for sure. Sorry, I'm going to tie my shoe. My lace is untied. There you go. It is, and I work at Academy. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of other sales jobs or, big name brand jobs that I'm pretty sure are hiring. I don't know if you're open to working like night shifts somewhere or something like that. I know HEB is usually always hiring for stalkers. Oh, there's Puka. Another catch. There's a flag, though. They might bring it back. Illegal formation for the offense. Coming back. Let's see. It's not HEB starts yet part-time. Yeah, I think HEB is like one of the bigger companies where they're usually fully employed all the time. So, yeah, I could see that. So it's just hard. Nowadays, a lot of jobs start you off part-time. Yeah. I think they start off part-time because they have a lot of employees. Yeah. HB does for sure. And because they don't have to give you benefits right off the bat. That's another thing. Uh-oh. Blake Corum, it looks injured. I think that's it for you, Brandon, for fantasy. Blake Corum looks like he had a knee or ankle injury. It says, why do companies hate giving benefits? Isn't it good if you use them? Yeah, it's good if you use them, but they have to pay for them. So they pay for like a big benefits package for you, and that costs a lot of money to start you off. Dang, poor Blake Corum can't stay healthy, man. I mean, he stayed healthy pretty much this whole season, but 4th and 11, so looks like the Rams will punt it again. They're going to try to get them stuck at the 1, and they do. Nice. Very good punt. It says, is he hurt? Yeah, it looked like it was his ankle or something like that, or his knee. But yeah, he's on the sideline. I mean, the whole offense is now on the sideline, but he went to the sideline on 3rd down. And then the second quarter is almost done here. We have 4 minutes left. Falcons lead 14-0. Definitely a big shocker. I think I chose the Rams to win. Because I thought the Rams were going to win. But yeah. Let's see. Did anybody choose the Falcons? Maybe Dizzle did. Yeah, Dizzle did choose the Falcons to win. It's okay. Dizzle's still behind me by like 7. Yeah, 7 games. So Dizzle will end up owing me $100. Let's see. I didn't think he'd do much anyways. Yeah. So it's kind of an uphill battle at this point. Oh, it's been an uphill battle for you for sure. Says maybe he will come back out. Maybe, but it says they still got time to win. Yeah, the Rams do. They can definitely come back in a hurry for sure. It says probably why he's not in the live because he knows he will owe you. Maybe. What deal did we make? Basically in our NSP pick'ems on Sleeper. I don't know if you're in there, Brandon. I don't think you ever joined this year or last year. Basically, we pick whatever there's. If nobody's on bye, so at this point in time, there's 16 games all the time because all the bye weeks ended on week 14, I believe, week 15. But yeah, basically, we pick each team, one team in each matchup who we think is going to win against the spread. So for this game, the Rams were favored to win by at least 9 points. So I selected the Rams because I thought they were going to beat the Falcons by 9 points at least, but they're getting beat by 9 points. So in this case, Dizzle chose the Falcons to cover by 9. So even if they lost by 8 points, they would still cover because they were within that 9-point threshold or whatever. Basically, we do that for every single game, and every single point system is different. So like for the Seahawks, they wanted us to win by 8 against the Panthers. We did. So with the 49ers, they wanted them to win by 2, and they did. So basically, all those teams covered. So we do that for every single game and throughout the entire season. And I've guessed correct on 121 games so far, and Dizzle's selected correctly on 114 games so far. So I'm 7 ahead of him. even with this, what's it called? With this one, if he gets it correct. So that's why. That's why he will owe me $100 because I am beating him so far. It says BRB, stay on the live. I just have to use the restroom real quick. I'll be back. No problem. You good, man? Thanks for being here for sure. Says I'm not in there. I want to next year though. Yeah, we usually send the link. So I'll wait till you come back. Is it if you're first in the pick'ems, you get everything, or first and second get something? No. Me and Dizzle just did the bet. Usually it's just for bragging rights. We don't have any money in it. Big Money Joe wanted us to put some money in it because he's in one of them where you put, I think it's like $500 or something like that. But he's in like a big money one, like you put a lot of money down, which is pretty crazy. Quorum's going into the locker room early. So yeah, pretty bad injury maybe. He's still walking, but he might not be back this game. But yeah, so basically, there's no prize except bragging rights. Right now, Gabe is winning. And I think I'm like tied for like third or fourth, something like that. But yeah, 4th and 7 here. The Rams will get the ball. It's a 2-minute warning, basically. So we'll have another commercial break before we come back here. And then we'll have a drive from the Rams and see what goes on. So it says next year, I hope to be making enough money where I can do a $200 league. I'm actually not bad at fantasy. Hey, man, it's always a risk. So every year is different. It says might as well raise my chances. Yeah, sure. If that's what you think about it. I don't like doing big fantasy leagues like that, like expensive ones, just because I get more stressed about it, you know? Like I know I'm good at fantasy, but it's never in my hands, you know? It's in other people's hands that play in the NFL. Like they could do good one week, they could do bad, and I have no control over it. So I don't like to put too much money in fantasy football. Because AJ is also really good at fantasy football, but in most of his leagues, definitely got screwed by injuries, and that's just out of his hand. So, hey Trey, what's up, man? He says Reed working late again. Reed's always working late with his new position. So it's just basically been me for Monday Night Football games for the last like maybe 6 or 7 weeks. I think AJ did one though, so thankful for AJ to do that one because I was in Florida at the time that he did that. But yeah, so this is the last Monday Night Football game though. After this, there will be no more Monday Night Football games, so I will not be going live anymore for any games. Possibly here and there, I might go live for a playoff game, but we'll see. I'm not solidifying that just yet. But thanks for being here, Trey. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, so fantasy football, putting a lot of money into fantasy football is definitely a big risk because you have zero control over it besides who you think might play good and who you think might stay healthy the whole season. Let's see. It's not going live for the Seahawks games. No, probably not. I want to enjoy those games. Scream at the TV by myself. It says in my big league. I'm assuming you're thinking in your big league. Let's see. We can get a punt here deep in the end zone for the Falcons. I got to make sure this snap is directly to the punter. And it is, and he gets it off without any mishaps. So they'll field it at the 35, get a little trip there from the punt returner, and he'll get to about the 46 or so. Trey says the Rams are sucking right now. Yeah. the Seahawks broke them last week. This is my big money league I've been in for the past 3 years. I've made more than I invested. I made $750 the first year, then $450 the second, and $200 last year, I think. It says, but this year I got dogged out. Nice, that's not bad. So I'm assuming the first year you got first, second year you got second, and last year you only made 200, so you probably got third, so you got your money back. So that's pretty cool though. Definitely pretty cool. It says in the second round, and that league is $120 buy-in. You just have to know how good the people you're going against are. Yeah, you really can't do that either, because if they're better than you, then you can't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, fantasy is just based on other people playing NFL football. You know what I mean? There's a flag here. What happened? I wasn't paying attention at all. Because I know the trends well enough to know how to win. Sure, yeah. It was pretty good. Good for you. I mean, if you win that much, either your league is not tremendously good, or you really do know the trends and you use a lot of knowledge on how to win. But yeah, looks like they were thinking that that's an interception there. There was a flag though. Yeah, it looks like a pick to me. So yeah, looks like the Falcons will get the ball basically in the same spot they were in before. So another interception there for Stafford. And Bijan goes for about a 93-yard touchdown here, as they will not be able to catch him. Yeah, 93-yard touchdown. Wowza. Yeah, that's icing on the cake. Looks like Kyrie will win the championship there for the gold league. And the Falcons will go up 21-0. It says that wasn't offensive PI. Yeah, it wasn't for sure. It says, nah, I got most points the third year, and most points gets $200. Oh, that's cool. It says my better, I mean, their knowledge. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, people aren't always usually smart in fantasy football. It's a 10-man league. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a 10, 12-man league. It just depends on how good the people are you playing. Like in our gold league, people are pretty good. But you also have to really get lucky. So let me update this. Because you have, like, me, AJ, and I would say sometimes Reed too. Reed is pretty good sometimes at fantasy football when he really tries. Usually he doesn't really try. He just kind of does it for fun. He doesn't like fantasy football like we do. But yeah, I'd say me and AJ are pretty good at fantasy football. AJ's probably a little bit better than me because he actually puts more time into it. So we know quite a bit of stuff about fantasy football for sure. But that doesn't mean that we are going to win every single time. You know what I mean? And we're pretty good about finding trends and seeing who's trending and stuff like that. And making good trades and everything, but we could trade for somebody and then they get hurt the next week, so it doesn't really matter. It's a lot of luck and chance. And sometimes people have really good runs, so maybe you're a guy that has a really good run so far, doing good the past 4 years or so. But maybe it is all skill. Maybe I'm just BSing you here. Alrighty, so yeah, 21-0 Falcons. Wow, what a game! That's for sure. Let's see what Brandon commented here. Geez, I mean, almost made the championship in the blue, and then made the championship in the gold as well. Didn't miss a playoff in any league. If that doesn't tell you anything about my skill, yeah, me too. I mean, I didn't make the championship in any of my leagues, but I made all 4 playoffs in every single league, went to the semifinals in 2 leagues, and then lost in the semifinals. The other ones, no, wait a minute. Let's see. So in my personal league, I think I lost the first round. Dynasty, I lost the first round. My personal league lost the second round. So the semifinals. In the gold league, I lost in the semifinals as well. And then in my work league, I lost in the semifinals. Yeah, so 3 leagues I lost in the semifinals. So didn't make it to the championship in any league, which sucks. But a lot of my players did not play well, which I had no control over. And yeah, so again, I'm not saying that you're not skillful in fantasy football. I think you know what you're doing. I'm just saying that it's a lot of luck-based type stuff. Like, who's to know that Bijan Robinson was going to go for a 93-yard touchdown today? Nobody. Do you pretty much know that Christian McCaffrey is going to do good every week? Most likely. Did we know that Jahmyr Gibbs was just going to play like ass the last 5 weeks of the season? No. That's why everybody starts him, and he only gets them, single-digit points, which happened to me. Had him in 2 leagues, and he played like crap the past when I was in the semifinals. So another reason I lost. Just I can't know that, basically. It says, ain't no way he did it. Flag. No, there's no flag. Bijan just ran a 93-yard touchdown and isn't even out of breath. That's wild. Yeah, his endurance is pretty crazy. All those guys' endurances are pretty crazy. It says, no, I still have a chance. No, you don't, Brenda. It says, why does he say he hates it, but he does the podcast? Because our podcast is not about fantasy football. Our podcast is about football in general. We do fantasy football, but Reed doesn't do any fantasy football videos because he doesn't like fantasy football like that. He does the leagues, though, because there are podcast leagues, but he only does one. And then he does my Dynasty League because he likes the Dynasty better. Just barely, though. He doesn't really. If he didn't have to do it, he wouldn't do it, he said. It says, there you go. It says, McCaffrey actually stayed healthy all year. I'm surprised. Yeah, me too. I thought he would have at least gotten hurt at least one time, but he didn't. Looks like Matthew Stafford is trying to play hero ball here, and the defense for the Atlanta Falcons is just top-notch right now. Not giving up anything. Matthew Stafford can't get anything going. So it looks like we'll have 2nd and 10 here after that long bomb try there from Matthew Stafford. But yeah, so back to fantasy football. I mean, there is a lot of skill in it on knowing who to get and knowing who to start based on matchups and stuff like that. But the luck aspect is somebody could go off any given week and you have no idea who it is. And somebody could suck one week and you have no idea who it is on your roster. But you can guess. That's where the luck comes in because you can guess. And then you also draft people in the beginning of the year thinking that, hey, this guy's going to do great on this offensive scheme with this offensive coordinator, this head coach, stuff like that. And then they get hurt. And you're shit out of luck, basically. So that's where the luck aspect comes into it. So I'd say it's about a 60-40, 60% skill, 40% luck. And that's just my breakdown of fantasy football, in my opinion. Just like betting. Let's see. It says, but I've been saying all the time that Gibbs ain't a good running back. That's why Montgomery gets all the goal lines. I made it to a championship without Gibbs. He's dog water. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that Gibbs is the almighty, but Gibbs can go for a 40-point game one day and then the next week go for 6 points. So that's just kind of how it works out. You're going for the players that can get you 40, but you also go with the bad. So do they purposely do divisional matchups for the last week? Yes, purposefully. Says is it to break tiebreakers, basically? Not generally, but just the way the NFL works. They have a good idea on who they think is going to be good and who is not going to be good. And they're pretty good sometimes, not all the time, as we're going into halftime here, on guessing who should be the last game played in each division. And that's where these division matchups come into play. So But yeah, other than that, guys, I mean, 21-0. Love to see it here. The Rams are playing like total booty, and the Falcons are playing phenomenal. Love to see it. So I'll be back after the halftime break. So make sure you guys come back here. But yeah, we're in for a good one, boys and girls. I really like what I'm seeing here from the Falcons, even though this is a blowout. 21 skunk, basically, for the Falcons. But like I said, guys, I'll be back soon. So go ahead and come back when kickoff goes for the second half. I'll be here. And we are back, boys and girls. Let me pull this up as we get kickoff here. So the Rams will have the ball to start the second half. They get a pretty good return here all the way up to the 45-yard line. So a good way to start off after being, skunked 21-0. Kind of want to hear what Sean McVay has to say. Too positive. You know he's pissed. You gotta be pissed. Oh shoot. I gotta change this quarter. So third quarter. Second and 17. Wow. What happened there? I guess they sacked him. Looks like Puka will get them, maybe about 9-10 yards. It's not bad. Not bad for Puka. Let's go ahead. Let's do that. Yeah, only 26 yards for the Rams is pretty crazy. So it looks like now I got this nice and updated for everybody. Third quarter, 21-0. Falcons stop the Rams again. So that play-by-play type of thing that Sean McVay was talking about, yeah, that ain't working. Not right now, at least. 4th and 6. Still gonna go for it. They said, hey, we got nothing to lose here. So everything to win, basically. Oh, what a pass. So I guess that was the right decision there. Now they are inside the red zone. And they're moving fast. They want to score here. They want to get a touchdown quickly on this drive. Beyond 4th and 6, that's risky on your own side of the field, even though it's close to the 50. Pocket was collapsing, but he played it masterfully. And he got there. So let's see, now they're at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Going to hand the ball off to, looks like Kyron Williams. Yeah, Kyron Williams gets about 2. So nothing too crazy there. But it says Rams at 3 mounts, 3 timeouts, utilize it. So I feel bad for Montgomery. He's too good to be sharing with Gibbs. BRB. Sort of, yeah. I would say so, but not 100%. Montgomery is getting older, and that's the thing. So I think that's why they don't give him the rock. I don't think he can be a number 1 running back somewhere. He'd probably get injured because of his age. Not that the age is everything, because Derrick Henry is still doing it at the age that he is. But Montgomery, I just don't know if he can be an every down back. So I think it's good that Gibbs is there, splitting like 60-40 or 70-30 now, I would say, probably, with Montgomery. Probably ends up benefiting him and having a longer career, to be honest. Chris Pratt here, Seahawks fan, by the way, coming on in quite a bit of movies lately. Good for him. Obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers and everything. He's part of some of those Jurassic World movies. Now coming out in a couple other movies outside of those stories, I guess, movie lines, movie sequels, or whatever you want to call them, movie series. But now he's getting some solo movies there. That one was called Mercy, if you saw that commercial. So good job for Chris Pratt. Like Blake Coleman was warming up, but I don't know if he's going to play. Yeah, you just kind of want to save him for playoffs, you know. He's been utilized a lot on this offense. This game doesn't matter. You have playoffs solidified. Oh my goodness. What a hit. Wow. Big hit. That was awesome. Love it. Love it. Yeah, massive hit there. Surprised it wasn't a fumble. That's the type of hit stick that forces a fumble there. But it looks like we will have a third and 7. Rams probably would go for it on 4th again here, as Matthew Stafford is getting sacked. I don't know if they go for the field goal or if they go for it on maybe 4th and 13 now. I think they're going to go for the field goal. So, yeah, it looks like this Atlanta defense, though, really coming alive and putting a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford, which is the difference in this game at this point in time. So, but yeah, they go for 3 here on a 4th and 12, 35-yard attempt. They got the thicker kicker here, and he's got it up and good. So I will need to change my scoreboard. Allow me some time to do that, boys and girls, as the Rams finally get on the board. So pretty good for them. It's right there. Get that off. Go over here. As we have another commercial break. There you go. And now I will get to add this over here. Just a couple of things, boys and girls. Getting this updated for everybody so you guys know the true score there. 3rd quarter, 21-3. It says, bro, we just were on a commercial. Yeah, for an injury. Now, after the field goal kick, going to another one. It says, if I see that basketball commercial one more time, I don't know what basketball commercial you're talking about. That's funny, though. Let's see, replace the asset right there. Now for the phone, you guys have a better, cleaner picture there of the score, 21-3. But it says after the 2 plays, yeah, pretty much. It says it's some ESPN basketball commercial. It's so annoying. Oh, it's because you're watching on ESPN. That's why. I'm watching on the regular broadcasting channel. That's funny, though. Let's see. Let's take this one off. There's something else I was going to do. Oh, yeah, I was going to go delete all these other ones. Let's delete all of those. See, do that. Mm-hmm. Get all of these. There you go. Looks like the Falcons will have the ball here. I can probably delete all of these. Right there. Go. Can delete those two. And we're good. See what comments here. So I'm watching it on Hulu TV. Oh, cool. They're showing it on Hulu. Nice. Yeah, I'm watching it on YouTube TV. That's probably why you're seeing a bunch of ESPN commercials because, oh, there goes Bijan again for a really long run. Hulu and ESPN are they're kind of like merged with that package or whatever where you can get Hulu, ESPN, and I think Disney maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I think because Disney owns ESPN now. So Hulu, Disney, and ESPN you can get all in a bundle basically. So you're probably seeing a lot of ESPN commercials on the Hulu streaming. But good break there from Bijan. Jared Verse almost had him in the backfield. But yeah, crazy. 156 rushing yards for Bijan already. That's pretty awesome. And they're just going to go right back to him. So doesn't get tired. Only gets about 1.5 yards maybe, but still good. But if they can keep running the ball with Bijan like that, this game is going to be over pretty quickly with the clock running. But yeah, now Bijan has 2,197 scrimmage yards on the season, I believe. Yep, this season. 30-yard run from just a little while ago. Just got the notification. Let's see, and they will go back to him again. And he's getting a little gassed. You can see him getting tired there. Yeah, it looked like he tripped a little bit there, tried to check out some people, and then he kind of died a little bit there. He's got to recuperate, get his oxygen back in there, let those muscles relax for a bit. Game of football, you can't run that full speed for a long time. Hey, what's up? It's rewind time. Long time no see. How you doing? Nice to see you here. But there's a flag here on the play, so the Falcons will have a false start. It'll push them back just a little bit more. And it's that right tackle again. Let's see. So now it's going to be 3rd and 14. Bijan will stay on the sideline here. He's still a little gassed. I said, it's good. How about you? I'm doing good, man. Watching this game, watching the Rams lose. Love to see it as a Seahawks fan, especially since they lost to us last week. 2 losses in a row before they go into week 18 and then into the playoffs. So not bad at all for the NFC West division there. Basically, if they lose this game, they will for sure lock in the 6th seed. And whoever loses from the Seahawks and the 49ers, hopefully the 49ers, they'll be the 5th seed. Yeah, that's how it'll shake out with the loss here from the Rams. But it looks like we're going to get about a 50, what is that, 55, 57-yard field goal try here. Crying emoji. Are you a Rams fan? 56-yard attempt here, so I was pretty close. Middled it pretty well. This one looks like it's got the leg, and it goes through. Wow. So back to a 21-point lead here for the Falcons. I have to go update this. It says, if the Rams win, do they get a chance at the first? No, they've already lost that. With the Seahawks beating them, the Seahawks winning this week and the 49ers winning this week, that knocked the Rams out from winning the first seed. The Rams needed the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Bears at least to lose one game in week 17 or week 18. Since both the Seahawks and the 49ers won in week 17, they play each other in week 18, so only one team can lose. So that means only the Bears and or the Seahawks or 49ers lost a game. So not all three, only 2 out of the 3. So that means the Rams have 0 chance to get the first seed. So they are basically fighting for either the 5th seed or the 6th seed. If the Rams win out, they can get the 6th seed, but they will get the 6th seed. So they win this game in week 18, they will get the 6th seed or 5th seed. Sorry, my bad. They will get the 5th seed if they win out, because Seahawks or 49ers will lose. Let's see. But yeah, it says, gotcha. That's not fair. Oh, it's fair. That's just how it works, you know. That's how the records work, as well as the divisional tiebreakers and all that stuff. So yeah, just how it works, man. It is fair, 100%. The rules are all there. So let me change this scoreboard. If you lose, you lose, you know. That's the name of the game. If you don't win enough games, you don't get the first seed. But yeah, so basically I am happy because the Seahawks have a playoff spot 100%. So yeah, pretty happy about that. Can't be mad at it. That's 100% sure. Let's see. Add this. And add this. And we get a kickoff here. Looks like it'll be a touchback. So the Rams will get it at the 35, 24-3 here. A pretty good game, even though it is a 21-point difference. Still a really good game, in my opinion. So can't be mad at it. It is what it is. Let's see, what did Brandon say? It says, so even if the Rams win and the Seahawks lose, yes, because right now the Rams are 12-4 and the Seahawks are 13-3. So if the Seahawks lose and the Rams win, they will both be tied at 13-4. But the Seahawks have the tiebreaker over them because of the point differential. So the Seahawks will still have the tiebreaker over the Rams. So the Rams will stay the 6th seed and the Seahawks will be the 5th seed. But if the 49ers lose, the 49ers are also 12-3, 12 and I got to check. Hold on. Let me check. I think the 49ers are 12-4. So let's go ahead and zoom out of this bad boy. I'm just going to show you the standings. Scroll up. And let's bring it up here. Just going to show you the standings on why it works that way. Okay. So they're explaining it actually right here, I believe. So I'm going to explain it myself too. So as you can see there on the side, way over there, Seattle's 13-3. San Francisco is 12-4 here. So if the Rams lose, they will be 11-5. But if they go to Week 18 and win, so let's say the Rams lose this week, right? They'll be 11-5. Seahawks will be 13-3. Even if the Seahawks lose next week, they will be 13-4. And even if the Rams win next week after losing this game, they will only be 12-4 or 12-5. So their record will still be lower than ours, and that's why they'll get the 6th seed. But if the Rams win this week, somehow, if they win this game, they will go to 12-4. So if the Seattle Seahawks lose next week and the Rams win next week, they'll both be tied at 13-4. But we have the tiebreaker over them. So that's just how it works. And then if the San Francisco 49ers lose this week going into play Seattle, basically, they will drop to 12-5. And the Rams, if they lose this game, will be 11-5. But if they win in Week 18, they'll be 12-5. So they will have a tied, the same record, basically. So it'll go to a tiebreaker. And I believe that's the divisional tiebreaker, which would be in favor of the San Francisco 49ers, I believe, maybe. I don't know. So basically, what the Rams have to do is win here. They have to win here and win next week, and then they can possibly get the 5 seed. But they cannot get the 1 seed because one of these teams will have a better record than them if they lose tonight. So that's how it shakes out. It's a little hard to explain for sure, but the maths out, basically. And the tiebreakers, which aren't shown there, but they can explain them to you, or I can explain them to you. That's how they roll. Let's see. Rams are airing it out here, and they get a touchdown there. So easy touchdown, their first touchdown of the game. That is a touchdown here, and I believe they will go for 1. I think that would be the smarter thing to do. In my opinion, that would be the smarter thing to do. Yeah, that was just a really good little select route there. Don't know what those are called. But yeah, they're going for the field goal or the extra point here. He gets it. So, goody. And now we'll have another commercial break there for you, Brandon. I like that song. I'm still standing. Yeah. All righty, let's change the scoreboard here. Let's let it load in. Let's load the graphics. There you go, 24-10. The Rams bring it within 14 points. So still a game for sure. Still a lot of time as we're still in the 3rd quarter. So definitely a lot that can happen. Obviously a 2-touchdown lead here for the Falcons. But so far the Rams have not been able to stop the Falcons in their offense. I believe that the Falcons have scored on 4 of their last 5 drives. So Falcons are still running pretty heavy and doing it well. So you definitely have to give the Falcons their flowers this game. Their defense is playing very well up until that last drive, and the offense is just even playing better. So yeah, let me see if I can deep dive a little bit more here into the playoff standings and what's going on. Just watching what Sean McVay is saying. Bunch of hoopla, my guy. Bunch of hoopla. They're a good team, though. Cannot say that they're not. Yeah, but here is the playoff bracket again. So basically, this is the NFC side, right? So obviously, we have the Carolina Panthers here in that fourth spot, just because every team in the division, their best team will get a spot automatically. We all know that. And then way down here at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even though they are not at the top here, they are the only team that can rival the Carolina Panthers here. So Panthers are 8-8. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 7-9. Basically, if the Buccaneers win, they would have the same record. Carolina would go to 8-9, and Tampa Bay would go to 8-9. But the way that the tiebreaker works is Tampa Bay has the opportunity to beat out the Carolina Panthers just by a couple of tiebreaker situations. I don't know if it's divisional. I don't know if it's points for. I don't know if it's based on the matchup difficulty. There's a bunch of tiebreakers, and they all chronologically happen. So basically, that is the last playoff spot there that can be taken. Every other situation is the same over here. All these three teams here have solidified a playoff spot. Pittsburgh is 9-7. Baltimore is 8-8. Indianapolis cannot get in because their division is here with Houston and the Chargers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they cannot come up to the Jacksonville Jaguars and take a bite out of them because they're 8-8. But Baltimore can take a bite out of Pittsburgh because they play them next week. So Baltimore wins, they go to 9-8. Pittsburgh loses, they go to 9-8. I think Baltimore there, because of a tiebreaker, would be able to surpass the Pittsburgh Steelers and take that last playoff spot. Now back to the NFC here. Seattle's 13-3. San Francisco's 12-4. Rams are 11-4. The Rams lose here, they drop to 11-5. They stay in this spot, I believe, no matter what, as Bijan Robinson gets another pass to him for about 7 yards there, making it 2nd-3. But if the Rams win tonight, they will be tied with the San Francisco 49ers. But San Francisco has the better divisional record, so they will stay in the 5th spot. Rams will stay in the 6th spot. And Seattle, if they lose next week, which would make them 13-4, San Francisco would be 13-4. They would take the number 1 spot here, and Seattle would move down to the 5 spot. The only way that the Rams could possibly move up is if they have somehow a tiebreaker that can rival the Seattle Seahawks. But they'd have to win today and the next week. Other than that, they will not be able to get the 5th spot. So I hope that makes sense. But that's just a little bit of a breakdown on how the division works out. Sorry for those of you guys who are on the phone, probably couldn't see that. But yeah, that's just an explanation there on the playoff brackets for the NFC and a little bit of the AFC. AFC is a little bit more cut and dry. All right, 1st and 10 here for the Atlanta Falcons. Again, already in field goal range. They're just playing phenomenally. Still in the 3rd quarter, though. We still have 2 minutes to go, so this game still taking a little while to go through here. But for the Rams, that is a good thing. Let's see. Some people are saying something. I know, it's just some stuff in the dynasty. Yeah, man, if I was in the championship in the dynasty, I would have won. Crazy. Bijan Robinson has 34.4 points so far. Very good showing for him. I have 172 points. And in the championship round, I lost in the first round, so it doesn't really matter. But in the championship round, I would have beaten Sam. So yeah. Jared Verse gets in the backfield, so it's now 4th down. So they are forcing a field goal kick here for the Falcons. Let's see, what did I score last week? 182. So yeah, if I would have just done better 2 weeks ago, I lost 164 to 179 2 weeks ago in week 15. If I would have won that game, the next game I scored 182 points, the highest in the league in the playoffs. And then this week I scored 172 and counting, the highest score in the league. So yeah, if I would have just done better in week 15, which sadly I didn't because I misplayed. I had one guy that I could have put in. Oh goodness. Jared Verse with the touchdown here. Yeah. So yeah, if I would have played one guy different, could have won that game. But you could have, would have, and should have. And so now, with that, we will now have a closer game, boys and girls. So right now, after that Jared Verse run back for a touchdown off of the field goal mishap, we now have a 7. They might go for 2 here. No, they're going to go for the 1. Yeah. It'll be a 7-point game. So let me update that score. That's exactly what the Rams needed. So this might actually be a game now, boys and girls. So now it's 24-17, and it is a game. Let's see. Yep, Jared Verse blocks it, takes it all the way. What a G. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. So the Rams are not done yet. So they know that they have a chance. They have a chance to continue to move up into that 5 spot if they can win this game. So let's see. The Rams. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's not 21-0 anymore. Let me see. There you go. It is those. It's got to do the 921. There we go. And now this should be the correct score here. 24-17. And the Falcons will get the ball, but now there's some pressure on them if they want to win this game and prove that they are a pretty decent team, beating the Rams. They have to score here as they have the ball in the 26. Okay, there's Bijan doing Bijan things. Bijan's just Bijan. Let's update that. Oh, yeah. Good old back pop. But yeah, 24-17, guys. So now it's a game. This was 21-0 coming out of the half. Rams have put up 17 points in the third quarter. Falcons have only put up 3 so far. 7 points thanks to Jared Verse and the defense on the field goal kick, block, and run back for a touchdown. He even put up the deuces towards the Falcons sideline as he was running that back. Super funny. Yeah, that's just being a competitor, man. That's awesome. So, I don't hate the Rams, but I wouldn't mind them losing today. So we'll see. Still a close game. Anything can happen. The Falcons can punch them right back in the mouth and score a touchdown here. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they keep driving down into the red zone or close to it on their side of the 50 very easily. It's just that the Rams stop them on 3rd and I think it was 3rd and 7. So they had to go for the field goal kick, and we just found out how that happened. So definitely some mishaps there for the Atlanta Falcons. But good teams find a way to win. Rams are a good team. I don't know if the Falcons are a good team. So let's see if they can pull out the win here. Let's see what's going on. Got this YouTube Zen going on. The Atlanta Falcon mascot got bungee corded. That's so funny. How fun is that? All right. Well, if the Atlanta Falcons want to win here, they have to run the ball or get the ball to Bijan. If not, Drake London. I mean, Drake London's out there. He hasn't really been doing too much. But yeah, so they give it to Bijan. You only get a couple yards off that catch. So not the best scenario there. Definitely putting a lot on Bijan. All right. 2nd and 7 here. Bijan get the ball again. Gets another rush for about 3 yards where they stop him. So it'll be 3rd and 4. And the Falcons need this first down. They need to keep the ball moving. Because if they kick it back to the Rams, who have the momentum at this point in time, even though it's not in LA, they could definitely change the tide here. Oof. No flag there. Again, just force feeding Bijan. Not really looking anywhere else to anybody. And now it's 4th and 4, and I'm pretty sure they're going to punt this. Yep. Good no call. So now the Rams will get the ball back. And they'll have the opportunity to tie this game up. So Fields it at the 9, eludes one guy, gets a little bit of a run back close to the 20. So a little bit more breathing room there for the Rams. And Matthew Stafford comes onto the field in the 4th quarter. Haven't changed the quarter yet, but I'll do it if there's a score. Don't want to change it too much at this point in time. feeling a little lazy. Burger King. I should probably give that show a chance. It looks pretty good. Fallout. And I have Amazon Prime. Might as well watch it. I just never played the Fallout games, so I really don't know too much, but pretty sure the show will explain quite a bit. I know it's like the Earth basically goes through like a nuclear pandemic type thing, end of the world, and there's just a bunch of characters and stuff out there that are living in that type of world. So way better second half so far for Matthew Stafford. Let's see. The Rams now going pass heavy, as expected. Stafford to Puka for about 6 yards. Yeah, Matthew Stafford still looks like more of an MVP than Drake May, but Drake May has a great case, that's for sure. And there is Kyron Williams. Colby Parkinson, ex-Seahawk, getting the ball there. Dang. Looks like his season ended. Brandon Dorless. That sucks, especially in week 17 when don't have any playoff indications, nothing. Kyron Williams again, another great run. But yeah, what about y'all? What are y'all gonna do for the New Year's this year? I'll be working on New Year's Eve and New Year's, but definitely gonna come back home and watch some fireworks. Probably won't pop any myself, but definitely will watch the neighborhood and everybody, all those little kids and everybody in our new neighborhood pop some fireworks. And then we're still in decent driving distance from Six Flags, so we may be able to see it from our second story window, but I doubt it. But I'm sure we'll see a bunch of fireworks from all around town where we live at. Even though people are theoretically not supposed to pop fireworks in our neighborhoods because we're still in city limits. But people do it anyway and hope they don't get caught, basically. Ooh. Almost threaded the needle there to Puka. But now it'll be 3rd and 8. I don't think the Rams would totally roll out going for it on 4th down here if they can get a little bit of yardage. Oh. And the Falcons will pick up the ball off of a Matthew Stafford fumble, but there's a flag, so let's see what happens. Offsides on the defense, so the Rams get away with one. And it looks like see who was it? Yeah. They just got him off guard there. Crazy. So now it's 3rd and 3. So this is definitely manageable for the Rams now. A huge mistake there, jumping off sides. And he'll get stopped. So it's going to be 4th and 3 here. 4th and 2. I guess they're going to give him a little bit of a yard. Even though I don't think he got it. Looks like they'll go for it. I'm going to be aggressive here with 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Definitely a lot of time. I think Sean McVay trusts his offense a little bit more than his defense. And it looks like it's a pick. And this looks like it could be a pick 6. Yep. It's going to be a pick 6 by the Atlanta Falcons. Another interception here for Matthew Stafford. His 3rd of the game. Wow. So that should, you would think that would put a stamp on this game, but you can never count the Rams out. Not yet, at least. But we will update the score. It should be 31-17 after that pick 6. What a good read by that safety. Just cuts down on the route. Played it perfectly. I stepped out. So I will not update the scoreboard just yet. So it's 17-24 still. Fourth quarter, 9 minutes left. Matthew Stafford still has 3 interceptions. Definitely not his game here. And so, yeah, right after the fumble, I mean, basically, Matthew Stafford summons his inner Sam Darnold here and has 3 interceptions. Let's see if, just like how Sam Darnold did, he can still keep this game close and, have a chance to win this one at the end. Because that's what the Seahawks did when they threw 3 interceptions. I think they had 4 turnovers overall against the Rams when they lost 19-21 in the first matchup. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 1 here. 3rd and 2, they say. After Puna Ford stuffs up the run, loses his helmet. It's a pass here from Kirk Cousins. Oof. Dangerous throw. That's why Kirk Cousins is not a starter anymore. He's only starting because Penix is injured. But a very dangerous throw there by Kirk Cousins. Wowza. Can't do anything again. Very good defense. Really bad play calling, in my opinion, by the Atlanta Falcons. Everybody was bunched to the short side of the field, which does not make sense. You want to get those guys with as much space as you can. And the Rams would get the ball at the 11. 7.5 minutes left to go. Only a minute and a half was taken off of this game. But as we go to commercial break, I will update the scoreboard. So it's 24-17. It is the 4th quarter. Let's go ahead and update this bad boy. And then let's go back over here. Let's see. Brandon says, yes, sir, I'm back. Says Rams still gonna win? Maybe. Says you still got it on 3rd quarter too. Yeah, I'm about to change it. I was gonna change it on that almost pick 6 by the Atlanta Falcons. But I'm about to just change it right now since it's a commercial break. And I got YouTube Zen on. So now it should be updated 24-17. Still a really good game, but definitely sucks that the Falcons did not get that run back for the touchdown, because that changed everything. Delete those. Delete that too. There you go. 24-17, fourth quarter. It's C says, I've just been chilling in bed applying for jobs. Good, man. That's a good thing to be doing. Since I'm applying tonight, should I call all those places tomorrow? No, give it a day or two. You don't want to be too pesky or anything. But definitely if they don't respond to you in a couple of days, like 2 or 3 days, you can definitely call to see if they still have an open position and if they are interviewing. It says, still got the interception. Yeah, but they didn't do anything with it. No points. So only stopped the Rams momentarily. But let's see. They will hand it off here. That is Kyron Williams. Yeah. Kyron Williams with a really good run there for a first down. Probably about 15 to 20-yard scurry there. It says, yeah, but most places have the application online. Don't be hiring. Sometimes they do, but always good to try anyway. As we get Kyron Williams again getting the ball here. Another 15 to 20-yard gain. Utilizing somebody different. It says, Vince, me and you got to think of a team name next year for fantasy. Sure, yeah. I mean, I always try to have a new team name. This is just like me and Big Money, we're the villains. It says we can be the allies. We'll see, man. Just depends on the league. But yeah, if you're talking about the Gold League, I don't mind. It says also, I don't get to take that photo with you with the championship like I promised everyone. Yeah, that's okay. You got there, though, man. You almost did it. Let's see. Puka going to the sideline. 2nd and 4 here. And looks like they're in a bunch formation here. Looks like it'll be a run. Yep, and they'll get the first down off of that run. So seems like Rivers there, the 3rd string running back, since Blake Corum is probably not going to come back into the game. Says next year I'll do it. If I don't do it first. You got to watch out for me and AJ every single year trying to win the championship there. Let's see. Oh, big launch. Let's see if Puka came down with it or if it was too far out. I think they're going to say his shin was down, but there's a flag holding on the offense, so it's coming back. No touchdown. The left tackle was holding, so let's see. Let's see. Is this truly a hold? I don't know if that's a hold. But damn. Well, that sucks. I don't know if that was a hold or not, or if he just pushed him down because he was already falling. So, but it looks like Kyron Williams will get 2 yards there on the run. 4.5 minutes to go and counting. The Rams still have a shot to tie this ball game up. Let's see, 2nd and 18. Jesus. There you go. Kobe Parkinson gets them to about 3rd and 2. I miss Kobe Parkinson. He was a great tight end for the Seahawks, but now he's working with the Rams, the enemy. But I'm glad that he's having some success. So we didn't use him as much as the Rams probably use him right now. See, 3.5 minutes and counting. 3rd and 2, they hand it off. Is that Kyron Williams? Goes all the way down to the 15-yard line. 1st down. There's a flag, though. Might be on the defense. Oh, they might have picked it up. Alrighty. Now so can't really get down to the 11. Quick pass here to Puka, and he's got the touchdown. He uses that speed and strength. And now this game will probably be tied unless they choose to go for 2. Here we go. Let's bring this forward. Bringing up some bad stuff there. Let's bring this also to the front. Oof. Cousins almost threw the interception there. But yeah, so far a good game. Gabe says, I think Vince is cute, just my opinion. Thank you, Gabe. Could be because I sent you $180 earlier for your championship win. Thank you anyway. Let's see. Yeah, 2nd and 10 here. See what goes down. Falcons can still win this game, but they got to get some good plays stringed together. And I think they're going to give them the first down there with Kyle Pitts getting that catch. But yeah, good blocking there. Yeah, and Kirk Cousins took a massive hit at the end of that too, so got it. All right, let's see. 1st and 10 here. Looks like we're going to get a timeout. Or a 2-minute warning, sorry. 2-minute warning. So this game is almost over, maybe. If the Falcons can get into field goal range here, they could put this out of reach for the Rams. The Rams can't do anything about it if they're not able to stop them. But Puka Nacua there flexing with Devontae Adams. So Rams are still scary. Very scary. At halftime it was 21-0. Now it is 24-24. So 24 unanswered points. And only 3 points for the Falcons. So now we're tied up at 24-24. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy indeed. But let me know, guys, do you think the Falcons can hold on? Or do you think that this may be possibly out of reach? Maybe just a little bit out of reach. Oh, yeah. Let's also check sleeper. What happened with the matchup here? Oh, yeah. Kyrie put a beating down on you, Mr. Brandon. 123-168. A whole, 45 points? Yeah. I scored 145 this week, but obviously that doesn't matter. I lost last week. Let's see. All right, we're back after the 2-minute warning. Falcons need to drive here. Crowd is pumping and jumping and making a ruckus. Bijan gets the ball, and Bijan says, if I have anything to say for this, I'm going to run the ball like no tomorrow. Gets about 5 yards there. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Bijan doing Bijan things. 1 minute and 40 seconds and counting. So definitely trying to get into Zane Gonzalez, I believe is our kicker, into his range here. Probably need about 10 more yards for a comfortable kick. 5 more yards there for his... 10 yards for a comfortable kick, yeah. Bijan gets about 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 1 here where they mark him at. Getting interesting here. This Rams defense trying their best to make sure they don't get this first down. No timeouts just yet. So now we're under a minute here. Interesting here, as the Falcons are also taking their time. I think it'd be crushing if this went into overtime and the Rams lost in overtime. Bijan there gets exactly what he needs, but runs out of bounds. So 38 seconds here. But the first down gives them the ability to just run the clock down, and hopefully, good block by Algier there as the lead blocker. It kind of comes up, gets to that corner, makes the big hole. Bijan does the rest with his speed. Nice. Very nice indeed. All right. So I think they just continue to run this rock, hold on to the ball as much as you can. Algier gets freaking stomped by Jared Verse. So 2nd and 10 still. 2nd and 9 apparently, but I think it's 2nd and 10. I don't think he got any yards on that. But Tyler Algier is the one in there. Not so much Bijan Robinson. So the Rams are starting to take their timeouts, which is smart. They need some time, just in case. So let's see. Algier gets the ball again. We'll get like half a yard again. I mean, they really don't want to put Bijan in right now. This is where people get hurt at the end of the game. So definitely don't need your star running back to get hurt. Okay, so did the Rams come back all the way for nothing? We shall see. 30 seconds left. 3rd and 9 here. Bijan's got his helmet on, but they don't have him in the game. I think they'll run the ball one more time here with Algier. See what they get. And get 1 yard. Holding on to that rock, though. And that's the last of the timeouts for the Rams here. So Zane Gonzalez gets all the time in the world he needs to set up for this kick, get into his rhythm, drink some water, go get set up, and Matthew Stafford is warming up the arm. So this is for the game almost. Obviously, there'll be time left on the clock there for the Rams, no matter what happens here. But Zane Gonzalez is 9 for 14 in lead-changing field goals. So this season, he's 2 for 2. So it hasn't happened often this season, but over his career, that's what he's been. So let's see. Obviously, you want to block Jared Verse here. You don't want him to block the field goal again on the 51-yard attempt, as this probably won't be a really high kick. It'll be a little bit of a lower one to get the distance there. And it looks like it is perfect, almost directly down the middle, maybe a few inches to the left, but he got it. So let me possibly change this scoreboard for the last time. What a good game. Okay, we'll get the kickoff here. $195 yards for Bijan. Wow, that is wild. All right, 27-24. The Falcons lead. Boom. All right, so 21 seconds left. It's going to be a touchback here to preserve all the time that they can. 21 seconds, no timeouts for the Rams. Start at the 35. Probably need about comfortably 20 to 25 yards of offense here, which is not very hard for them to get. So this could very well go into overtime. Let's see, Matt Stafford, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. This is a time where you got to trust your defense here. And let's see what the Rams can do. Oh, and he missed him. He missed him, and that was going to put them in field goal range. If not more. Could have been a touchdown. You never know. Oof. Yeah, that would have been a touchdown. If you could have gotten him in stride. What is going on here? Timeout? Timeout for Atlanta, yeah. Wowza. So big missed opportunity there. Yeah, it was a big mistake by Jesse Bates, the safety, the veteran safety at that. But they get away with one. They won't be making that mistake again. And he's airing it out. No catch. Tutu Atwell. Wowza. All right. I'd say about 2 more plays they got in them. 1 more play if you're going for the field goal here, because you need some time for the field goal. 2 more if you're going for the touchdown and the win. But I think if they catch that, I mean, game's pretty much over. I don't think they can get on the ball. So I'm surprised at why the Rams are playing like this. Could have been a pass interference, but I think you let him play with a hen fighting there. Yeah, I think the Rams kind of soiled it for themselves here by just going for the long bombs and wasting a lot of time and no yards. There's no way. There's no way he caught that. Oh my god. With his inside hand. Wow, that's a catch. Wow. AJ Terrell kind of helped him. Oh, the ball came loose there, so it's an incomplete pass. So this won't stand. Wow. Almost was an insane catch, though. Almost. Says, I knew Gabe was always like that. Hey, man. Gabe says it how it is, you know? But yeah, that was almost an insane catch. Obviously, AJ Terrell kind of cradled it in there. Puka Nacua had his hand like this. AJ Terrell's hand kind of pushed the ball in like that, and then Puka grabbed it. But Puka kind of let it go a little bit when he was falling down. So I don't think they're going to say that he had control of it. Yeah. I mean, great effort. Like, insane by Puka. Like, that's true skill from one of the best in the NFL at the wide receiver position. But by goodness, did not get to complete it. Now they got to go for the whole thing here. They don't have any time. This is going to be a kind of Hail Mary type of situation. Another timeout here by Atlanta. Okay. So they still have a chance to get the 5 seed. They can get the 5 seed if Seattle wins here against the 49ers, and the 49ers have the same record as them. They would just have to win in Week 18 against the Arizona Cardinals, which is not that hard. I mean, the Cardinals are like, what, 3-13? So not pretty bad. So there's still a chance for the Rams to get the 5 seed. Just those tiebreaker situations with the same record. It says, when do I apply for bases? Should I mark down who I applied for? Yeah, always mark down who you applied for. Keep track of everything. And that's the game there. Yeah, like I said earlier in this game, as the the Falcons win against the Rams 27-24. Woohoo. Good job, Rams. Losing this game 11-5 now. Good job for the Falcons. A really good game that they played early on and late, finishing it off. Obviously, only how many points was it? 6 points put on the board here, but nonetheless, they got it done. The Ravens is crazy. Yeah, sorry, my bad. But yeah, a really good game played by the Falcons. Good job. Cannot think of anybody else who could have played better, honestly. Maybe the Seahawks, but the Falcons got it done, and that's what it is. But yeah, like I said earlier in the game, I think the Rams going for these really long ball passes. The first one was fine because the guy was wide open. But the second one to Tutu Atwell was a pretty bad. Oh, there might be 1 second left. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, basically they were going for the long bomb. I don't know why they were doing that when they could have dinked and dunked down towards the sideline and possibly gotten a few yards here and there just to get into field goal range. But it seemed like after that first big pass, Matthew Stafford was just dead set on getting, into field goal range easily with these long passes. But they ended up wasting how many seconds was it? I think there was like 10 seconds left. So 11 seconds on those 2 plays with 0 yards. So pretty bad in my opinion. I understand it. He says, "Don't leave us, Vince." I won't, not yet, but yeah, I just don't understand those play calling calls there. But it is what it is. Falcons win 27-24. Bijan, what a stellar game from him. But yeah, other than that, guys, really have nothing else left to say. Thank you guys for being here with me. Brandon, Gabriel, thank you guys for commenting. A couple of other peeps there, like It's Rewind Time, as well as Trey. Trey, haven't seen you in a long time, so thanks for coming by. But I think that was it. I think it was just Brandon from there on. But yeah, crazy game. It is what it is. Falcons did great. Rams, not so much. But that's how it comes down to it. Thank you guys for being here as always. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you haven't already too. And as we always say, keep on grinding.